Afternoon, y'all. Afternoon, y'all. Y'all gonna have to forgive this crazy looking wild beard. I ain't got it lined up in a minute. You know, the crazy thing is you can get a better haircut, better trim, better lineup, better edge up in Texas prisons than you can in most of these D-town barbershops. Tell me what's wrong with that. D-town barbers, if you got a little something, you think you got a better skill set than some of the TDCJ prison barbers? Let me know. Let me know where you're at. All right, so we're going to dive into this uncomfortable topic. For some, it's uncomfortable. Not so much for me. There are good people in all groups, all cultures, all genders, all races, and there are bad people in all groups, genders, and races, and sexual orientation. So the topic I'm going to be addressing today is homosexuality and sin, and where it falls and should fall in the church and salvation and all these different issues. Okay. Let's start off. Sin is sin. Yes, sin is sin. But there is a difference between a person who is sinning, whether that's a regular straight sexual sin or a homosexual sin. There's a difference from that person sinning, realizing they're doing wrong, and asking for forgiveness and stopping or doing their best to stop. Okay. There's a difference from that and somebody who is not apologetic for the sin, who believes that they have a right to keep sinning. Okay. And just thinks that God's going to look the other way or just keep overlooking the problem. That's going to be a problem for that person. Because just because God has grace and mercy doesn't mean he's going to allow you to just blatantly not apologize, not try to stop, and just do whatever you want to do. You're not going to like the results of that. Okay. 1. 2. There are two extremes in churches. You either have a church who is okay with it, just allows the homosexuality and, straight couples who are sleeping together outside of marriage. That's a sin too. There are churches who accept that, allow that, and overlook it. That is one side of the extreme. The other side of the extreme is where they're not even allowed to attend. They're treated with a lot of hate. They are, kept out. All right. Those are two extremes. Let's go ahead and dive into this too. The pastor, the church doctrine needs to still address the sin. So whether it's a straight sin or it's a homosexual sin, the sins still need to be addressed, preached against, and stood against. Okay? And there needs to be a respect from the sinners, straight or homosexual, to where they're not doing that sin blatantly in front of everyone at church. Okay? Jesus ate with sinners, yes, but he didn't attend gay makeout sessions, gay hand-holding sessions, or straight couple sex sessions. And on the other hand, the sinners that were eating with him probably didn't disrespect him by sitting right in front of his face when they knew that's something he didn't like. Okay? So let's try to not be extreme on either side, but let's also try to make sure that the sin is addressed. The sin is being taught that, hey, this is something that you need to turn from or you will go to hell over. Okay? That doesn't need to occur. Otherwise, these individuals might just think it's okay all the way until it's not okay and they can't go back. Okay? I hope everyone here, under the sound of my voice, hears the love in this, because we are all humans. We have all failed. I'm still failing. Okay? There's a lot of different issues I have to work on up here and in here. And I probably will have issues till the day I die. I just, I'm a bad guy. Got a lot of problems. Point being here is that let's try to look at this with a solution when we try to find a solution that God likes, not just humans like. Okay. God bless. Love everyone. Pray for me. I'll pray for y'all.